So, welcome back to me in the Veil Rider TTRPG. We are at the 30-day warning. So, I want everybody who has given money to prepare their finances for when the Kickstarter comes out. I don't know when Kickstarter takes their money, but I like y'all to be as safe as possible when you do this. So, in 30 days is when the Kickstarter ends, and I believe in 30 days is when they take your money. So, make sure all your finances are in order. So, because the Kickstarter is in its final month, its final 30 days. It should be ending in March, I believe. Yeah, March 31st at 4 p.m. CDT, whatever fucking time zone that is. Central Dick time, I guess. But yeah, so I want to give you guys a warning that we are at 30 days ago. We've got 161 backers and $16,000. You guys have really pumped up the numbers for this project, and we're doing everything we can to make sure the quality of the project matches the amount of money you guys are giving. We're going in, we're making new maps. So basically using Incarnate, when you buy the commercial license, you can make all the maps you will need and then sell them. You can do that, which makes things very, very easy. I fucking love Incarnate. I'm talking with Likely about models. I got Pirate. He's already made one mission module as it is. And then I have James and Declan on the RPG suite. So we are already working on things. We are already going forward with working on things. And then when this comes out, they're all getting their money first. I'm sending money to Chloe, to James, to everyone who needs it. They're getting their money first of all. So I want to be completely transparent. I'd be completely happy if I got no money from this. It's going to sound very holier than thou, and I'm not kidding when I say it. I can take $1,000 from this and be happy. Spend all this money on making this book the best possible book it can be. That's what I want to do. This is supposed to be a book for you guys, not a way for Garbro to make money, you know. And yeah, so I think you guys have seen some of the art. Chloe's working on some harpies right now, and then a few other races. This is her dancer she's doing, or her performer. There's a job in the Veil Rider book known as performer. Now, this performer can do many things. It can perform and persuade and, you know, get their way in places they shouldn't be. But it's also kind of an assassin type job, because you can hide blades and scars or on the caps of your shoes or your little finger clasps. You can have poison nail polish, that kind of stuff. So it's actually a duality, or a not duality, a dual role in a way. She's drawn a brim touched. That's what the brim touch are going to be kind of modeled after, or what she modeled after my brim touched. Basically, it's a person with slightly pointed ears, and they have horns, and it's really the human analog in terms of the mass appeal race. They're kind of everywhere. They kind of do everything. They have their fingers in everyone's pies. You know, that's what the brim touch do. There's the Oni. I fucking love, because Oni have an option to choose a job they're really good at in character creation, and one of them is noodle maker. She chose an Oni making noodles. So yeah, the Oni have multiple colors to them from the region they are, which is in the expanded Oni race background. And yeah, they're one of the, I believe there's 3 horned non-four-legged races. It's the Oni, the Brim Touch, and the Adorned, I believe. I'd be odd if I'm wrong. Oh, Satyr. No, Satyr of horns. A lot of horny people in the fucking game, alright? Don't look at me. But yeah, this is her Oni. I fucking love this picture. It fucking cracks me up. He's just so happy to be making noodles. And here's her Satyr. A lot of people like the Satyr for reasons, but the Satyr are a beautiful race, because the Satyr are technically Fae, but they're so low on the Fae totem pole that other Fae pretend they don't even fucking exist. So they're like the unwanted stepchild of the Fae world, if you want to go that far. So they're very fair, they're very good looking, they're furry from the waist down, but they're still Fae. Does someone knock over a fucking broom again? Damn it. Additionally, I want to talk about some of the things that make this game different, besides the war crime table. So I guess we'll hit that first. You may as well. I already done one video on it. Let's do a brief look over of it. Let's see here. Where is it? War crimes. So war crimes basically affect you in RP ways and in game function ways. So like certain things will reduce grit of your enemy or improve your cunning for each successful mission, such as impersonating enemy force. I've gone through and tried to make war crimes both worth doing and not worth doing. I got to find a balance, you know. Like, why do I do a war crime? Well, you get this, you're like, oh yeah, you know. Same time, you know, if I do this war crime, some guy's going to hunt me down and kill me, probably, you know. Like, with poison, if you use poison ordnance, you gain +1 grit, but -1 moxie, because you're just a brute, you know. Wartime conduct didn't get anything. It's just basically a catch-all war crime. This one improves your intimidation against civilians. This one gives you the merciless in action trait. So merciless in action, more or less, you get rerolls up to 5 total for each civilian you kill. At the same time, war crime score 3 plus destruction of civilian lodging and property 2 plus this 2, that's 2, 4. That's a war crime of 7. So just doing that one, you're already up here, where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? People are going to want to get a hold of you and figure out why the hell you're killing civilians. So like you think, oh well, there's boons to these. I should do these at the same time. If you do them, your CC can then take out every awesome NPC/DNPC he has to hunt you down and kill you, and would have complete action to do so, because it's a reviled thing. Probably asking, why is this so low? And that's due to the fact that I mean, more or less, this has been a thing all through history, so it's not exactly like a war crime. This always fucking happens. You know, taking hostages' shields improves your DR. Flame weapons, I didn't really think of anything that like would really correlate to flame weapons in terms of a boon. It's just a war crime. Biological and chemical weapons, mistreatment prisoners of war. So this one, when you do this, you gain death of kindness, and then this is kind of a debuff, where more or less people can kind of see what's going on with you if they percept you well enough, or can see or feel you magically. They can kind of feel the death of kindness around you. This is one of those ones where there's not really a boon to it. It's simply a negative, a net negative. But at the same time, like, your trooper loses your empathy. So as you're killing people or doing these horrific acts, you don't really take dread. I probably should put that in here. And do not take stacks of dread while killing enemies. There we go. Now it's got a slight boon to it. That's what I'm going to be doing. So the goal is this: when this goes out, it's going to be in PDF form for a while, because I'm a human and humans are not infallible. So there's going to be things wrong with it. What it allows me to do is I can go in, tickety-tickety-tick, repair the thing, and then the PDF is ready to go. You can re-download it, and now it's fixed. That's the goal, to where I can instantly fix and improve things when they come to light. So the torture or inhumane treatment, basically for each time you torture somebody, you gain +1 moxie. So it's, again, there's a boon to this. At the same time, people are like, he's a fucking torturer, you know, he tortures people. So there's an RP element and a gameplay element. Let's see, engaging in slavery. So you'll be reviled, but with this one, if you do this, it opens up the black market to you, the underworld. People go, hey, they're just as bad as us, and they'll allow you to now engage in black market and criminal underground activities. You know what I mean? Use of child soldiers uses to build dread on you and your enemies. Intentionally firing upon killing medics, so you gain the term callous. So when you're shooting medics, you gain callous, and callous, every new day at sunrise, your trooper gains 30 temp HP and can re-roll 1 failed grit save once per day. But you're no longer healed by healing magic, because Mirren, the god of healing, says fuck that dude and has blocked you magically from ever getting healing, except from like you know, like bandages, healing potions, that kind of stuff. No healer can heal you because Mirren has gone, nope, blocking that shit. So, yeah. So you could get a free reroll on a grit save in 30 temp HP. At the same time, you're eating a lot of potions chugging, you know. So there's a way around this for sure. But at the same time, you can only chug so many health pots. Racial mutilations. So this is a kind of an icky one. But more or less, when you have these trophies on display, it builds stacks of dread automatically with the race whose, you know, adornments you're wearing. So say you have like here, you have 2 Southern Elf fingers. If a Southern Elf sees you, they're gonna get 2 stacks of dread. If you have 4 Oni horns, I know he's gonna get 4 stacks of dread on you. And 1 stack of dread per item. And additionally, it gives you +1 to an intimidation roll or interrogation roll with that race. So a lot of finger breakers are going to be wearing a lot of fingers, likely. But at the same time, it is a war crime. It's heavily frowned upon. Command's not going to want you to walk around with a bunch of fucking fingers on your neck, you know. So, pros and cons. Pros and cons. Execution of prisoners. You gain deadened. So, when you execute a prisoner, your enemy's grit is increased by 5. When they execute prisoners, your grit goes up by 5. Yeah, and this effect will last until that unit or the party or players are killed or destroyed. That kill prisoners, as you know, is destroyed. And then all troopers who engage. So say you have 3 dudes who do it and 2 dudes who don't. The 3 who engaged in killing prisoners gain deadened. And with deadened, you're immune to the stacks of fear, and you have the amount of dread gained, or of dread gained. So say your buddy gets 2 stacks of dread, you only get 1. Someone says, I have fear. You go, I don't care. I'm deadened. You know, you're so dead to the world that not even fear affects you. Murder of civilians. So basically you gain amphora. So with an amphora, which is a Tonka word, you are immune to fear. You're immune to dread. You're immune to fatigue as long as you kill 5 civilians per day. So with this, you have to constantly feed yourself to keep your amphora going. At the same time, you're leaving a wake of bodies behind you and a mounting amount of evidence. Unless you completely just disintegrate the bodies, even then, there's definitely some way your CC can walk those breadcrumbs right fucking to you. So this is a horrifying war crime. You know, war crime score 16, automatically done. But there may be a reason the players may want to do this, and that so they can gain amphora. You know, it's one of those things. You'd be reviled, hunted by everybody. Same time, you get a boon. So, how evil does your party want to be? Secondly, how we handle range versus melee combat. So in most games, there's an attack of opportunity. Sure. But anyone who has actually practiced melee combat on others knows that when you make contact, whack, when someone tries to run away, you're constantly on them. As your enemy's like trying to backpedal, fuck, you are constantly on them, attacking. Your feet are moving. You don't just attack, and they can back up. When you're on somebody, whether it's a nightstick or an axe or a polearm or a spear, you are constantly engaging in the distance. Say they're at 10 feet away, you're constantly poking, prodding, you're lunging forward, you're stepping forward. Watch any video on YouTube if you haven't done this, and you'll see that they are constantly and they're moving forward with their strikes with polearms, or they're constantly engaging in the enemy at within 5 feet. They're grabbing onto a jerkin or a shirt or a vest and beating the shit out of somebody or stabbing the shit out of somebody. Combat does not go, I run away, because you're constantly being engaged. So In this aspect, we have engaged and breakaway rules. Need to bold that. 5 AP. So, in this game, I'll just read the rule, fuck it. So, when two entities become enthralled into a close combat, they're touching each other on the battle map, so basically one square, whack. They are considered engaged as both attempt to defend and attack. When two entities are engaged, they must stay within the longest melee weapon range of each other. Hold on, not of each other. Of the attacker. There we go. Of the attacker. Because that would mean if the defender had a spear, they could then push him out 5 feet, which seems a bit odd. Actually, no. No, that works. Yeah, that works. Because that way, if a guy with a 5-foot weapon attacks a person with a 10-foot weapon, they're still at 10 feet. I've put in a rule against pushback. Okay, I'll work on that. So basically what mine is, A has a spear, B has an axe. B attacks A. A's weapon is 10 feet long. Let's see. Well, because he could just pull that spear back to the tip. I've done that. So it gets closer and you pull the spear haft backwards and you grip top bit. Yeah, within the attack, with the attacker sounds fine. But then at the same time, if the guy with the axe pushes in, how's that rule? Okay, so I got to work on that. I'll fix that. So anyway, in order to safely get away, the entity wishing to flee must break away from the close combat. To attempt to get clear, the entity breaking away must use 5 AP. This is so a guy with a rifle can't just back up 15 feet and shoot you in the face. They have to spend AP. I have a pool of I think it's 15. Or is it 13? Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, 15. So each trooper has a pool of 15 AP, right? So in order to break away from an engagement, you have to use 5 AP. It could be that they only have 4 AP and they can't break away, so you have them now. So this is kind of like a gotcha in terms of trying to defeat long-range weapons with a close-range weapon. To attempt to get clear, the entity breakaway must use 5 AP. Once a breakaway has been commenced, the attacking entity is allowed a single attack as their target pulls away. The entity breaking away then uses their remaining movement, or spends AP for movement to get away from their attacker. Ranged attacks made at entities engaged in melee are done at disadvantage and with no weapon bonuses. So say he's trying to use his rifle, boom, 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 trying to shoot you. It's done at disadvantage with no bonuses. So it's very hard. It's very hard to shoot somebody as they're fucking whacking with a stick. So what this means is, say, like there's an example right here, but say there are two guys in combat, both are like this, whack. So you can't break away, but you can still move around the attacker like this. So more or less, there should be a thing in here. Yeah, let's see here. So you can still, say you still move around like this. So say a swordsman attacks a rifleman here, whack. On his turn, say he can't break away, he can still move around 5 feet. Say like I'll move 5 feet here and 5 feet here. You can still move around your attacker, but you cannot disengage from them unless you do a breakaway. So in essence, it kind of keeps someone in contact with you as you're attacking them. We're doing our best to try and simulate two entities colliding in combat. You can't just fucking run away, because the guy's gonna be running after you, whack, 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 and as well, it gives you an attack of opportunity, So as someone breaks away, you go whack, one last whack as if I try and pull away. That's the goal. Now you're thinking, well, why would I engage in melee combat? Well, when you're shooting somebody, their DR can go up and down from cover, from an emplacement. They're behind, a gun shield, something like that. if you say you want to run a melee character and you see the enemy is mostly ranged units, and you go, well, they're wearing no armor or anything, they're wearing ballistic vest. You can then pull out your hammer or your axe and run out and start engaging these dudes and using their native DR. So say there's like a DR 10 enemy over there. You're like, fuck that dude up. Run across and you start stabbing the shit out of him. Now, if you try to shoot him, you're trying to beat like a DR of 20, but now it's only a DR of 10 as you stab him repeatedly. That's the kind of edge towards melee combat. You realize that guy is an infantryman wearing a flick. I have a knife. You know, you start fucking stabbing the shit out of him. You know, is what it is. And yeah, I mean, it basically is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and work on that because I just realized let's be like basically 10 foot and engage and then bounce away. That makes more sense. Let's say he's got a spear, he's got an axe. He comes in on his turn, attacks, and on his turn it bounces away, and he can then attack or still stay engaged. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Anywho, so that's some of the stuff we're doing. And yeah, so we're working on stuff. Stuff's getting done, and it's a 30-day warning till the Kickstarter ends. So if you're thinking of doing this, I would say just get the manual. The manual is everything you need to run the game. There's no lore in it. There's no gods or maps or terrains or missions. But with the manual, you can just kind of cobble together a campaign on the go. That's all you need. But yeah, so I'll see you guys here in about 15 days for a checkup. And I appreciate everything y'all are doing. This is pretty cool. It's honestly very cool. And I'm still trying to mentally digest what's happening. But yeah, thank you to all you guys who are giving to the coffee and the Patreon, and not the Patreon, the Kickstarter, and hopefully we don't disappoint.